Hey guys, this is Eli G. Brown / Eli G. Brony with quite an epic MOC, that I must say. In fact, I would have to say that this is the most interesting and most complex, and actually the most difficult to make MOC that I have ever created, ever. Now, of course, you probably recognize this character from old Bionicle. This is Miserix. Now, Miserix is, well, in the story, the very last Makuta of the main universe to survive, because all the other Makuta had died out, and Pterodax was killed at the very end. Or was he? Well, I don't think he actually did, but getting on the point of that. Now, this MOC was too tall to fit into the studio. The antlers got in the way. Now, of course, this is not a very stable MOC, so I'm actually not going to move the MOC itself. I'm actually just going to move the camera around and look at the different features on this MOC. Alright, so first of all, the feet were kind of difficult. Well, to get to stand properly. The reason why? Well, it's quite hard to tell. Let's see if I can actually get into more detail. Okay, so I actually used one of those Toro Hordica neck pieces and just attached the 3 ball cup pieces, and then took the these arm pieces and used them for the toes. And also the Tonic shield weapon, which was shown on the original, that is there as well. And also, to add some stability, I added in these pieces right here, just to help with the stability of the character itself. And also to help with even more of the stability, I use these pieces right here. But there are a couple of problems with those pieces. Well, anyway, sorry. What I mean by that is that you see where that piece is actually connected to? Well, the problem is that unless I have, have my finger right here to push it down, this piece actually pops off of where it's supposed to be. I did want to try to figure out how to keep it from doing that, but unfortunately there was just no room to add in any additional pieces. So it's not like I'm gonna move it up and down, because this MOC pretty much is just for display purposes only. But not a choice that I would have made, but it's the choice that had to be made. Now, making the legs was also, well, the upper legs was also a bit of a challenge to do, because I had to put the Roxy feet onto the knees, because that was what was shown in the original picture. But unfortunately, well, here's the thing. Originally, if you look inside, oh, I guess there's not enough room for you to see. Well, each of the legs uses a 5 long axle piece, and the well, the piece that this piece over here, if you know what I'm talking about, well, that piece right there. That piece is connected to one length, and what is holding the Vaki tip pieces is holding onto another, and then a full-size bushing is used on the last one. Originally, that place actually was where the foot was connected to, but I did like the look of how it looked once I got these connector pieces onto there. So I just went ahead and took these lift arm pieces. I don't know how many holes long it is, but I just took one of those and then took the Roxy foot and also added this piece right here to keep it from flopping about. And then also getting on to the other bit, like, well, anyway, this part right here, and then up to there, the foot's connected to there. Gee, this was not only a difficult MOC to make, but the video is kind of difficult to make too, because if I'm not moving the character about, it's kind of hard. Then we come to the main torso piece. What I used was the Toa Inika main body piece for the lower part. That's also where the legs attach to. And I also made the tail right here. Now I'm going to be really careful with the tail. The tail does not stay in one place. Like if I just hold it up like this and let it go, it just flops down. But I did use the two Vaki leg pieces, like the instructions say. I mean, not the instructions, but the picture, because official instructions don't exist, unfortunately. And I also used it. It's pretty obvious that you've noticed that this is a combination between the older Bionicle building system and the character and creature building system, which was first introduced in Hero Factory and was formerly called the Hero Factory building system. But of course now, that building system is not Hero Factory exclusive. So it's not specific to Hero Factory, since it's being used on other LEGO series of sets, including Modern Bionicle. Now, the tail actually uses a broken Roxy leg piece right here. I was actually going to use this piece when I was creating Taupe Duck. I don't know if you remember the MOC that I created called Taupe Duck, which I think I made in late 2013. And I was going to use this leg piece for that, but unfortunately the ball joint just came off unexpectedly. And I did actually use this piece for a different MOC, but I took that apart. So it's good that I finally came up with a use for this piece that doesn't require the ball piece that used to be right here. So I just used that, and also used a couple of ball cup pieces for this. One is where that actually attaches to the tail, and the other one is where the V-spike pieces come in. And then I also used a flame sword piece. This is from the Bionicle Stars Tahu set. Now I know that the original one actually used the original Tahu flame piece from 2001, but I decided to use the 2009 version instead. Because I don't know, well, for one thing, it was done to save money, and for another thing, I just thought it would look a lot better if it was that piece right there. Okay, so now getting onto the arms. I'm gonna set the camera down, and I think I can actually move the arms a bit. Okay, so looking inside the arms, this is what you got. I used this extender piece, for one thing, for more stability, and for another thing, well, originally this piece actually was attached directly to here, but unfortunately, because the arm would not go on with that piece where it was, even with this connector piece, though the connector piece was added to try to bring in a bit more room, but it didn't. So I just attached that there, and attached the armor piece over here. Now, when I put that armor piece on, this part here looked kind of bare. So even though the original did not feature these flame pieces right here, I put them on anyway because, well, I just did not like how hollow it looked. And then with the hands themselves, I actually used the same instructions to make the right hand for Ultimate Duma, which I did not use, but was planning to originally on my Ultimate Makuta MOC that I made a couple videos ago. And I also used the Toa Hordika main body piece on the backs of the hands and also on the lower legs, because the original Miserix had that. Then getting up to the body itself. Now the body right here, originally, these were supposed to be Roxy Roxy containers. Well, just like what's on the tail. This. But there was not enough room to do that, so I decided to have the silver Kalma armor pieces be used instead. Now another problem, I was actually doing some testing on this model by borrowing parts from other sets and other MOCs. So for one thing, I was originally going to use the double open socket pieces that were introduced with CCBS that are shorter than what's shown here, but then I decided to put these on instead once I discovered what would go here. But unfortunately, these double socket pieces just moved about from side to side. So that's why these pieces are right here. The two pieces that have the two axle holes, one on one side and one going upward. And also this piece right here, which keeps it stable. And then, you know, the whole torso piece. It's the, it uses the extra long main body piece and uses the extra wide, well, I mean, the extra long main body piece and the extra chest armor piece, the extra wide one that was first introduced with the Superheroes Ultra Build Hulk set, though this particular one is actually from Onua, and it does not have any stickers on it. Now I just noticed that one of the antler pieces has something, but I think I may take care of doing that as soon as I'm done making the video. Now I gotta really hurry because I'm almost at the 15-minute limit, because, you know, YouTube has a 15-minute limit. So I wish that they would extend it, but I gotta stop wasting time talking. Now I was going to use a dark red main body piece on the lower part, but unfortunately none were available on Bricklink in the United States at the time. I could have went with the regular red ones, but because I had the red Baraki, the red Kalma foot in my parts bin, I just decided to use that instead, and it looks good. And then all of this stuff, like going onto the back, you can see what is made there, and then the two main body pieces that are used for the shoulders, that's also used there, and the standardized main body piece that's used on the back, where this main body piece connects to. Now, of course, now getting to the staff. Now the staff pretty much helps to keep the model stable. So it's an extra long staff. I did try to replicate it as much as possible. But one problem was that the sword piece up here kept coming off because I cut off a bit of the axle piece because there was just a little bit coming out of well, when the sword was put into the piece right here. So I just decided to fix that by using the piece that has the axle hole going through and use the 5 long size axle piece to go through the weapon, and that works out pretty good. Now finally, going on to the head. The head was quite an amazing thing to do, such as putting these pieces on to keep all these pieces that were introduced with Kohatsu Nuva on, and then with the whole jaw thing. That was another thing that I could do, and the Toa Inika foot for the top of the head, and then what was also used on the top of the head, right here, and then the antlers, which I had noticed that there was some stuff that was on this one, mostly because this is used from, well, from the seller that I bought the piece from, so I should do a washing on that as soon as I get done with the video. Okay, so that is just about it for this one. This was quite a long video and quite an amazing creation to make. I mean, it was just wow. So I think I better stop here because if I continue, the video will be too long. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.